What's up YouTube, it's Vertex here, bringing you guys another class setup video today, and once again this is going to be my competitive class setups, and this is going to be basically part 2. So this is going to be my SMD classes. My last video was my domination classes, and I will leave a link to that in the description, and there should be an annotation on screen right now. So if you want to go check that out, click on the annotation on screen or go to the link in the description and go check out my domination classes. So now we're going to get into search and destroy, and let's get right into it. Okay, I'm not going to start off at the top here because my classes are actually set up in a very specific way to allow me to do just basically for the best, what's the word? Convenience. They're lined up for my convenience. So I'm going to start here in the middle, and then I'll tell you guys. Actually, I'll start at the Remington class. This is a basic class, and it's just called Remington for a reason. The rest of them have pretty specific names other than MTAR, and that's just a basic class as well. So, the Remington. In my domination class video, I have explained why I use the red dot sight and the grip. Just a quick rundown. I don't like the iron sights on the Remington very much, so I use the red dot, and then I don't want all the recoil, or there's not really a lot of recoil, but I want to reduce it as much as possible, so I use the grip. If you want a more in-depth explanation of that, then go watch the domination video, and that's where I'll give more in-depth explanations of all the guns I use. So I don't use a secondary because in search and destroy I would much rather have stuns and nades. So with this class, I don't know if you guys can hear my garage opening right now, but that would be the sound in the background. If you can, I apologize for that. But for this class, I run double stuns. As you can see, I have extra lethal, or not extra lethal, extra tactical on right here. So I run double studs and nades, and a nade. Pretty much a pretty classical type setup, other than the fact that I don't have a secondary. Usually in most Call of Duties, you had your primary with usually one attachment, then your secondary. You had 2 stuns and a nade, and then your 3 perks. But in this game, it's a little bit different. So it's pretty traditional though. So I'm going to be running Ready Up and Quick Draw both together because Ready Up, it's going to allow me to have my gun up faster after I get done running. And in Search and Destroy, you don't want to die, obviously, because you only get 1 life. So if you die, that would make your team, or give your team a disadvantage that you don't want them to have. So you want to run Ready Up and Quick Draw on your on your assault rifles, just to give yourself the best advantage you can possibly have. So that's what I personally choose to use. Dead silence, I shouldn't even have to explain, so I'm just going to give you guys just a quick rundown. Put it on. That's basically the rundown. You don't want people to hear your footsteps, especially in Search and Destroy. Focus, that's pretty obvious too. You don't want your gun to bounce 5 feet in the air when you get shot. And then extra tactical, just because I want the double nades. And I'd rather have double stuns, and I'd rather have double stuns than a secondary, personally. My strike packages, I go straight for attack resist and blast shield. Attack resist is first, is because number 1, I usually don't get naded a lot, and I feel like if a nade comes at me, I'm more likely to dodge a nade than to be able to dodge a stun, because the stun blows up instantly. Versus, well, not blows up, but the stun will, as soon as it makes contact with the ground, it will stun you. Whereas with a grenade, you can try to get out of the way. And if they stun you, they're probably going to kill you just as easily as if they nade you, because you're stunned and you can't move. So I put attack resist first, then blast shield. I don't have a third, like I explained in my domination video, so that I can get my bonus earlier. The main perks I get from this, the sleight of hand is basically just a filler. Main perks I get are agility, marathon, and ICU. So the agility in marathon just allows me to maneuver the map quicker, and you know, that's pretty important in Search and Destroy. You want to be able to get to the bomb site. If someone plants a bomb on the other team, you want to be able to meet up with your team as quickly as possible. Please stop inviting me. That'd be great. I know you can't hear me, but I really hope he doesn't spam me again. If he does, I'll go turn my notifications off, and if he doesn't, I won't. So ICU, not that big of a deal. If you have another 2-point perk you want to put in place for this, for example, maybe you want to take off both ICU and sleight of hand and throw on incog if the other team, if you get killed by thermals a lot, and then you could just throw on another 1-point perk like takedown or something, or strong arm. If you're using a class like this, you have double nades, double stuns, that'd be useful. But this is just personally what I use. let's go to my MTAR class. This is another just basic class setup. The only reason that you see a secondary here is because I had room for it. As you see, I use steady aim instead of quick draw, so it takes up one less point, so therefore that's what this point went into. The only other substitution for that would be to take that off and throw on strong arm, because strong arm nades in this game are actually quite useful. So if you like nade spots and you enjoy nading people, take off the secondary, throw on strong arm. It's actually really good. On Warhawk, there are a lot of nades you can throw, especially at that back white truck when you're on defense. If they plant the bomb at B, there's that white truck in the very back that you can't blow up. It doesn't blow up, and you basically can only wallbang it, and it's a nasty head glitch, and you don't want to challenge someone on it. So if you can get a strong arm nade back there, that'd be very useful. I'll just give you guys a quick rundown of the gun again. Grip, I don't want a bunch of recoil, just like on my assault rifle, but it's even more important with the submachine gun. And then muzzle brake just gives me that range, so I can possibly win a gunfight at medium to long range against an AR. Double stuns and nade, same reason as the AR. So the classes, I've explained all of these four basically over here. Steady aim basically was just a substitute for quick draw. As I explained in my domination video, I would much rather have steady aim on a submachine gun than quick draw. I just feel like it's better, and in my experience of playing scrims, 8s, watching pros play on their streams, they've always used steady aim on their quick draw as well, rather than quick draw on their submachine guns as well. So it seems to be a pretty popular decision among most players in the community, so I choose to go with this. And my specialist this time is a little bit different. For this class, I want to be able to get to the bomb as fast as possible. It's still a submachine gun class, so running is going to be important. So I choose to go with Marathon right off the bat at my 3 strike package, and then I go with quick draw just because quick draw is still a good perk to have on your submachine guns. It's just not as good as steady aim, so you don't see as many people running it. Then you have sleight of hand as a fill-in, just for the same reason as the AR, and these 3 perks. These 2 perks are very good. You want these. You might even throw that in, tack resist instead of a quick draw, or maybe even agility instead of quick draw. I'm gonna go turn my notifications off in a second. Maybe even agility instead of quick draw, just so you can get across the map faster, and with the tack resist you won't get stunned. So I'm just gonna check this message to see if there's something. I requested archers. He's talking about Clash of Clans. So that's basically the 2 default, like, regular traditional classes that you see a lot in past Call of Duties. Now let's get into the special ones, if you will. Alright, this is a straight rush class. Same gun as the MTAR, so I'm not going to explain why I used that gun. But let's get into the perks. I have no secondary, no lethal, no tactical, and you'll see why in a second. This allows me to run across the map as quickly as possible. I have Marathon, Agility, Steady Aim, and then I have Dead Silence, Focus, and Ready Up for the same reasons as all the other classes. Now, having Marathon and Agility on this class is very important. When you have Marathon and Agility on this class, it allows you to get someplace very, very quickly, and on Octane especially, that's the reason I put it on. When you're on offense and you want to go to A-Bomb, the one over by Broken, if they have someone sniping that cross, there's no way you're getting across it unless you have Marathon and Agility, and still, it's difficult to do it then. So that's why I use that. That's basically my rush class. I actually use that class a lot to just get to a spot and then switch to one of these bomb carrier classes, which is why they're set up like they are. I rush to a spot and then I press start, go to my classes, and I either go up if I want to use an AR or down if I want to use a sub. So that's why they're set up like that, if you guys are wondering. I then have my strike packages. I just have tack resist because on rushing classes, you don't really want to get stunned either. So if you get up to that, you're pretty much invincible running across the map. Then quick draw, just for the same reasons as my other MTAR class. And then I have blast shield, sleight of hand. Takedown was pretty much just a filler because there's nothing else literally that I can use for 1 point that's worth it. That's not banned, so I just put it in there. Then resilience, so I had 2 1 point perks in here because there's nothing else that's necessary basically. And then I have ICU and sleight of hand So that's a pretty basic class, not too many surprises there. This is the AR bomb carrier. Wow. AR bomb carrier versus submachine gun bomb carrier. Pretty much the same classes, other than I have steady aim and ready up here instead of quick draw. Instead of quick draw, so that allows me to pretty much, you want quick draw on an assault rifle, so I dropped the ready up. It sucks because you want that, but I already have no secondary lethal or tactical, so I can't get any more points here, unfortunately. So I had to drop the ready up. As you see, I get it in my bonus. So when you're a bomb carrier, you don't want to get stunned and you don't want to get naded, especially naded. You do not want to get naded off a bomb that could cost your team a round. So that's just personally what I choose to use there, which is why I can't use ready up. I do still have dead silence and focus. Submachine gun class is the exact same, just it allows me to rush more by using, that should be like that. It allows me to rush more by having in my bonuses marathon and agility. Once I get to those points, if I do, I don't have to switch over to this class to rush, I can just use this class. And the last kill is the Remington Overkill class. So it's basically just a Remington, just like on my other Remington classes, red dot, foregrip, and then I have the Overkill perk, which says it takes 3, but it really takes 4 because it still takes a point to put in the gun. So it's kind of broken, and I don't like it. But I have this here, it just allows me to be able to play slowly and especially look for people crossing on the map somewhere. I can just thermal down it with this, obviously. I can just look across the map, thermal, see if anyone crosses, and then if they do, I can either try to pick them off because I have a sniper, or just rotate back and because I know where they're going. My perks here, I still have quick draw, dead silence, and focus, so I basically put on the needed ones for the class setup I have. I don't have any of these, unfortunately. I don't have either of these. You have to be really lenient with your classes here because you don't have a lot of points, and this is an overkill class. You don't have to use it all the time, but if you want to use it, these are probably the perks you're going to want to use. So that's personally just my opinion. The very first thing I get is ready up, then I get lightweight, and then for my bonus I get marathon, attack resist, and blast shield, and then ICU is just a filler. So those are basically all my classes, guys. I'm gonna scroll down them here in a second, just so you guys can get one last look at them to see if you want to use any. Feel free to pause the video and use these exact classes if you want. They work for me really well, so if you want to use them and see if they work out for you, feel free. So I'm just gonna scroll down them here in a second. Not in a second, right now. But thanks for watching, guys. If you guys did enjoy the video, be sure to drop a like. It would really help me out a lot. And if you would like to see more from me in the future, be sure to subscribe. Peace.